And once again, I want to say greetings to each and every one of you. Aquala. Welcome. Welcome to another round of the Conscious Rasa Report here on LIB Radio, LIB TV here on livinginblack.com. My name is Keedy Owaito, aka the Conscious Rasta. Weekday mornings, you and I get together live. We come at you from 9 a.m. Pacific time. That's 12 noon Eastern Time, 5 p.m. GMT, and 8 p.m. East Africa Time. We get together with you and we deal with culture, consciousness, historical perspectives, entertainment, economics, education, health, labor, law, politics, religion, family, conflict, future studies, Pan-African affairs, sustainable development, all areas of interactivity and development. Today's date is Wednesday. It is the 26th day of February 2025. In the Western calendar, this corresponds to the year 6265 in the Kemetic calendar, to which we have realigned our cultural clock. Welcome to the 7th millennium. You have found your family in a peaceful place here on LIB Radio, LIB TV, and livinginblack.com. We are live and direct, 3D and digital in your face. And I think I've got something that you should find quite compelling for today's broadcast. And let's get right into it here. Let me just cue up the audio video for the YouNow and TuneIn apps. And yes, we are all now on the same page. Here's what we have queued up for today's dynamic broadcast. I hope you find it to be a dynamic broadcast. It is entitled, bear with me, this is worth waiting on. Today is entitled, let me find out which document I have it on. I have numerous documents open when I'm doing the research. Dark Matter and Dark Energy. Our ongoing exploration of the spectrum of ideas related to the realm of quantum mechanics and quantum physics does indeed stretch the boundaries of our imagination. Fortunately, the literary realm of science fiction has prepared many of us to think beyond the limiting boundaries of education to which many of us have been subjected. Let's stretch our thinking and breach the limitations of our current confines of space and time. That is the introduction to the program today. I've got a lot of stuff on the table on these elements of dark matter and dark energy. Also, this is contributing to the book that I am preparing. And the book is probably not that far away from being completed. I am using AI, artificial intelligence, to write this book very deliberately. This will be the third book that I have done that. The first of these books, using AI, I wrote a book called AI Has a God Complex. And here, let me make sure I can see myself as I'm talking to you. AI Has a God Complex. This one came out in 2023, one of 10 books that came out this year, 2 of which I used artificial intelligence to compose the books. The second of which is called This is Scientific Futurism. These authored by my AI nom de plume. I am Ka, the brother from the future. And each of these books had very strong futurist sub-themes to them. So yes, I have this alter identity, the brother from the future. I am Ka, K-A, which is a spiritual concept from ancient Kemet, the symbol for Ka, meaning the soul. You've seen this on the hieroglyphs. And Ka is also my initials, Keedy Owaito. I am Ka, an alchemist, I am the brother from the future. The new book coming out is entitled Quantum Advancement: Spectacular Discoveries Along the Magnificent Journey. And so that's where we are today. We're going to go into the chapter Dark Matter and Dark Energy. I began this chapter with a quote from astrophysicist, author, and science communicator Neil deGrasse Tyson, who wrote, and I quote, "In terms of the most astonishing fact about which we know nothing, there is dark matter and dark energy. We don't know what either of them is. Everything we know and love about the universe and all the laws of physics as they apply to 4% of the universe. That's stunning." Quoting from Neil deGrasse Tyson, astrophysicist, author, and science communicator. So stick with me today. We're going to stretch the boundaries. I admit we are going to stretch the boundaries of what we think about insofar as dark matter and dark energy. Let me first begin with this subchapter, Dark Matter and Dark Energy Explained. Dark matter is a mysterious substance that makes up about 27% of the universe. It does not emit light or interact with electromagnetic forces, making it invisible to direct observation. Though we can't see it directly, we infer its presence through its gravitational effects on visible matter. However, its gravitational effects on visible matter, such as the rotation of galaxies and the bending of light, provide evidence of its existence. In the 1970s, Vera Rubin and Kent Ford discovered that stars and galaxies rotate at speeds that could not be explained by the visible mass alone, leading to the concept of dark matter. This substance is thought to form a, quote, halo, unquote, around galaxies, contributing significantly to their structure and stability. Dark matter is a form of matter that doesn't emit, absorb, or reflect light, making it invisible to current instruments. Leading candidates for dark matter include weakly interacting massive particles, WIMPs, and axions. But their exact nature remains one of the biggest questions in modern astrophysics. Its distribution plays a vital role in the formation and evolution of cosmic structures, from galaxies to clusters. Dark energy is an even more enigmatic component, accounting for about 68% of the universe's mass energy content. So we have dark matter, 27%, dark energy, 68%. So dark matter and dark energy combined add up to about 95% of the universe's mass. 95% of the universe is dark matter and dark energy, and we have no means of measuring it at this point in our technological evolution. Going forward, dark energy is an even more enigmatic component, accounting for about 68% of the universe's mass energy content. It is a form of energy that permeates all of space and is theorized to be responsible for the observed accelerated expansion of the universe. Unlike dark matter, which exerts gravitational pull, dark energy behaves oppositely, causing a repulsive force that pushes galaxies apart. A repulsive force counteracting gravity. Dark energy was first identified through observations of distant supernova in the late 1990s that revealed that the expansion of the universe is not slowing down, but accelerating. This observation leads to the hypothesis of dark energy. The exact nature of dark energy remains a mystery, with theories ranging from a cosmological constant to dynamic fields like quintessence. Now, we're going to take some little side diversions when we come across some of these terminologies that becomes very important for us to understand. It is theorized. We're talking about dark energy. It is theorized to be responsible for the observed accelerated expansion of the universe. Dark energy is thought to exert a repulsive force counteracting gravity. I'm going to repeat that statement again, because that becomes very important when we start to look at future technologies. And again, one of our most powerful points of reference for this entire book is the Black Panther movie, Afrofuturism, which gives us a peek beyond the boundaries of our current technological limitation into the possibilities of the future. And in Wakanda, you can recall they used technologies that were anti-gravity flying machines. So some of us, through science fiction exploration, as well as some ufologists, have explored these ideas of anti-gravity flying devices. I'm going to repeat that sentence. Dark energy is thought to exert a repulsive force counteracting gravity. Its exact nature is unknown, but it might be linked to the cosmological constant, quote unquote, a term Einstein originally introduced in his equations for general relativity. Another theory suggests it could be a new dynamic energy field called quintessence. Understanding dark energy is crucial for unraveling the universe's ultimate fate, and its mastery can open technological innovation to some of the greatest imaginings of science fiction writers. We next go into this topic of what is quintessence. Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines quintessence as 1. The fifth and highest element in ancient and medieval philosophy that permeates all nature and is the substance composing the celestial bodies. 2. The essence of a thing in its purest and most concentrated form. And 3. The most typical example or representative, the quintessence of calm. The online dictionary Wikipedia describes quintessence as such, quote, in physics, quintessence is a hypothetical form of dark energy, more precisely a scalar field minimally coupled to gravity, postulated as an explanation of the observation of an accelerating rate of expansion of the universe. The first example of this scenario was proposed by Rotra and Peebles, 1988, and Wetterick, 1988. The concept was expanded to more general types of time-varying dark energy. And the term quintessence was first introduced in a 1998 paper by Robert R. Caldwell, Rahul Dev, and Paul Steinhardt. It has been proposed by some physicists to be a fifth fundamental force. Quintessence differs from the cosmological constant explanation of dark energy in that it is dynamic, it changes over time, unlike the cosmological constant, which by definition does not change. I'm going to repeat that sentence, very important. Quintessence has been proposed by some physicists to be a fifth fundamental force. Quintessence differs from the cosmological constant explanation of dark energy in that it is dynamic, that is, it changes over time, unlike the cosmological constant, which by definition does not change. Quintessence can be either attractive or repulsive, depending on the ratio of its kinetic and potential energy. Those working with this postulate believe that quintessence became repulsive around 10 billion years ago and around 3.5 billion years after the Big Bang. And again, that was the wiki explanation. Going forward, quintessence in quantum theory is the next subchapter. And let me just double check, make sure my audience is with me today. It's an honor, it's a pleasure to be bringing this to you. This is a book that's going to be a little bit challenging. The book is not science fiction. The book is quantum. It's quantum advancement. And by quantum advancement, it does challenge many of the concepts and ideas that we have about the nature of being. I do see 4 Africa 1 is in the house. Satep Brother Kiti and Global LB family. It's an honor. It's a pleasure to have you in the house today. To our audience, we say, if you're out there today, make sure you hit the like button. Let the algorithms know that you are finding us to be compelling and fascinating. The audience is growing, even though it's growing at a rather slow rate. We're going to do the best we can with what we got. Hopefully inspire, inform, and excite you, the listeners, to want to spread the word about where you're getting this over the horizon information that we share here on LIB Radio. Let us continue. And again, we are broadcasting today live on LIB Radio, LIB TV, livinginblack.com. We are broadcasting live on the TuneIn app, the YouNow family. We are in the house, and we're broadcasting on YouTube today. So I do see old, obese, and broke to young, healthy, and wealthy is in the house. What a great, great moniker. I'm glad you're back on YouTube, and I would say it's our pleasure to be with you. And the other YouTube channel was canceled out. They dumped 2,000 of my videos, so I've been reluctant to come back. And I'm now broadcasting on what I was using as my YouTube viewing channel. I'm putting up a few of our broadcasts, but not all of them. So we are on every day now. So if you come on to YouTube, old, obese, and broke to young, healthy, and wealthy, and the regular broadcast time, if you don't see us there, then you will need to go to one of our other channels. Our main broadcast channel, let me just share that with you right now so you can have access to it, is copy this link. Our main channel, daily broadcast, is at our Rumble channel. And yeah, YouTube did let me post that link to our main broadcast channel on Rumble. YouTube is, well, they are what they are. They do what they do. And I don't need to be complaining about them every day. Even though I could. For what they did to me, maybe I should. Here we go. We continue. Again, today's topic, dark matter and dark energy. Let me continue reading from the text that I put together, where he is. We're now subchapter quintessence. Let's revisit this word quintessence in quantum theory. In the context of quantum theory, quintessence is a hypothetical form of dark energy that can be described as a scalar field, minimally coupled to gravity. This scalar field is dynamic and can vary over time, unlike the static cosmological constant, which has a fixed energy density and equation of state parameter W equals -1. In quantum physics, the parameter W is used to describe the equation of the state of dark energy, which is a mysterious force causing the universe to expand at an accelerating rate. The value W equals -1 is particularly significant because it corresponds to the simplest and most widely accepted model of dark energy, which known as the cosmological constant or vacuum energy. And that's very important. Vacuum energy and cosmological constant. So let me just italicize that so that will jump out of the paragraph. Continuing. In quantum mechanics, quintessence can be seen as an energy field that permeates the universe and acts like anti-gravity, pushing things away from each other and causing the universe to expand. The energy density of quintessence is composed of kinetic energy, which depends on the rate of oscillations in the field strength, and potential energy, which relies on the interaction of the field with itself and matter. Practically, quintessence models are used to explain the universe's accelerating expansion. These models can be constrained using observations of supernova type Ia, cosmic microwave background, and baryon acoustic oscillations, BAOs. Baryon acoustic oscillations are regular periodic fluctuations in the universe's density of visible baryonic matter, meaning ordinary matter. They originated in the early universe when photons, light particles, and baryons, protons, neutrons, and electrons, were tightly coupled in a hot, dense plasma. These oscillations resulted from pressure waves generated by acoustic sound waves that traveled through the plasma. As the universe expanded and cooled, approximately 380,000 years after the Big Bang, photons and baryons decoupled, forming neutral atoms. The pressure waves left imprints in the distribution of matter, creating regions of slightly higher and lower density. These imprints can be observed today as subtle patterns in the cosmic microwave background, CMB radiation, and in the universe's large-scale structure. BOAs, and again, BOA stands for baryon acoustic oscillations. BOAs act as a, quote, standard ruler, unquote, for cosmologists, providing a reference scale to measure distances across the universe. By comparing the observed BOA scale with theoretical predictions, scientists can gain insights into the universe's expansion history and the properties of dark energy. This helps refine our understanding of the universe's composition and evolution. Excuse me. Quintessence can be related to other scalar fields in physics, such as point one, the Higgs. The Higgs scalar field is a uniform background field that gives mass to elementary particles via spontaneous symmetry breaking in the Standard Model. Now, I know this is all highly technical. I have been exploring and reading on these topics and on these subjects for years. And my father, being a chemist, introduced a strong science comprehension into our household. What I am saying to my listening audience, stick with this stuff. We need to be training our children from the time they're able to speak to be able to engage their imagination, their creative innovation in these fields of quantum physics and quantum mechanics. 500 years from now, this is the way that technology for humanity will be governed. Those who break into this area earlier will gain a strong advantage in establishing hegemony on this planet. What we do not need to do is wait for the developers of nuclear weaponry and biological weaponry and chemical and toxin weaponry. We do not need to wait for them to make these discoveries because we know what they're going to do with them. They're already doing that to the best of their abilities with sonic weaponry and laser weaponry. Please, 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 lovers of peace and progress for all humanity, those of us with this Wakanda vision in our hearts, please, let us be the first to break beyond this barrier, this boundary of limitations of time, space, personality, and limitations of mechanical and physical possibilities. We'd be better off being leaders rather than subject followers. So we're talking about quintessence can be related to other scalar fields in physics, such as 1, the Higgs. The Higgs scalar field is a uniform background field that gives mass to elementary particles via spontaneous symmetry breaking in the Standard Model. That is really deep. I'm not even going to take the time to explain my understanding of that. But it essentially frees up the concepts such as unlimited energy. It gives, for me, comprehension to the idea that I am God, that I create reality from my own essential being, my own essential imagination. Beyond virtual reality, this is ultimate reality, of which virtual reality is just an attempt to mimic ultimate reality. It's a shadow cast by a dim light. Number 2 of these scalar fields, inflaton. The spell dictionary tried to change this to inflation. No, inflaton. The inflaton field is a hypothetical scalar field driving rapid cosmic inflation in the early universe, smoothing out initial irregularities. Number 3 of these scalar fields, Brans-Dicke. The Brans-Dicke scalar field modifies general relativity by introducing a scalar field that couples to gravity, affecting the gravitational constant. Number 4, moduli. In physics, moduli scalar fields have continuous families of global minima in their potential energy, often seen in supersymmetric systems. And number 5, dilaton fields. In physics, dilaton fields relate to time dilation, where time appears to move faster for objects in motion relative to a stationary observer, as predicted by Einstein's theory of relativity. In quantum gravity, quintessence models are tested using cosmological observations to assess their predictions against data from the cosmic microwave background, galaxy surveys, and supernova. These tests help refine theoretical assumptions about viable regions of parameter space and maximize the informative power of current and forthcoming cosmological data sets for testing dark energy scenarios. Theoretical challenges in refining these priors continue to be discussed, aiming to provide model parameter constants complementary to and synergetic with theoretical bounds from quantum gravity conjectures. What this ultimately means and where this will take humanity's practical applications will be a brilliant field of discovery over the centuries ahead as we engage spectacular discoveries along the magnificent journey to quantum advancement. That takes us to the end of that chapter, but because this book is being accelerated, I am writing at an accelerated rate as well. Now, I have in the background some other research on these topics that I had opened up, but I don't know if I want to add to what we had done so far today. Let me see if the listening audience is engaged, because if I don't have a large and or engaging audience, if I don't have an audience that's interested in this, then obviously we don't need to be spending a whole lot of time on this. I do see a question from 4 Africa 1. Does the Big Bang Theory correlate with Kemetic cosmology? Ultimately, I would say both of these cosmologies have a beginning. Both of them have a beginning that is very, very difficult to explain and comprehend. For many of us, explaining and comprehending is limited to direct observation, and that's the problem with Kemetic origins, and that's the problem with science-based, Western science-based origins. Every civilization, every culture has its theoretical origins. So do they correlate? Point by point correlation? I'm not aware of any point by point correlations, and I don't want to take time out right now to go on to AI and have it scour through thousands of papers looking for points of correlation. What I can do is prepare to I'll prepare to answer your question. Old OB says, I'm picking up some Uber passengers, but I'll be listening in the background. Great to have you with us, and drive carefully. You are carrying precious cargo. You are precious cargo. But insofar as parallel, I am going to draw significant parallels between kinetic science, energy transmission, communication. There are chapters in the book that compare that to where science is taking us now, comparison to what was done in pyramidology. In fact, that literally might be the next chapter. I think I was just turning page looking to the next chapter. Oh no, that's not the next chapter. But there is a chapter on pyramidology, which talks about links between ancient Nile Valley pyramid and technologies and advanced, what we might call fifth IR industrial revolution, mankind's transitions. So, but that's you put a real tough question on the table, one that I cannot answer. So let me just simplify the answer and say, I don't know. That's a great question. And if I don't know the response or an answer to that question without going on and on and on in word salad, which I'm always complaining about people who do that, I was exploring my brain looking for what have I studied that would bridge these two together. We do know about a lot of origins, but see, those origin stories have to be projected as myth, fable, allegory, because we don't know. Where did life begin? If some people say, well, the existence of God. Well, how did humankind, how did you get here if it wasn't for the existence of God? My mother gave birth to me after my father conjoined 23 of his chromosomes with 23 of my mother's chromosomes. That's where I came from. That's the proof of the existence of God. I know that. And that can be verified, proven as fact. Beyond that, it becomes conjecture. Conjecture is good because that engages our creative and innovative imagination. Next chapter, I'm going to go right into it. Earth as a sentient being. She lives. I began with this quote from Albert Einstein. Why, if it weren't for this internal illumination, i.e. sentience, the world would be nothing but a pile of dirt. Albert Einstein. Subchapter, thinking of Earth as our mother. Here are 15 of my favorite quotes that suggest the idea of Earth as a sentient being, reflecting a perspective that views the Earth as a living, interconnected system. Please note that while these quotes suggest a broad view of sentience that could include Earth, none explicitly state that the Earth is a sentient being. The quotes are from authors, activists, advocates, and leaders who discuss sentience in the context of all living beings, including Earth, humans, animals, and even inanimate objects like stones. So the first quote from James Lovelock, writing in the book Gaia, A New Look at Life on Earth, 1979, wrote, "The Earth is alive. It is a living organism." That from James Lovelock. And I do appreciate that. He went right to it. And I think that's probably why I listed that one first, because that one corresponds to a belief system that I have openly articulated over the course of a number of years. One second, let me just clear up a little. All right, I am back again. Second quote of 15 that I have in this list from A.R. Armans from A Coast of Trees, 1981. We are not apart from nature. We are a part of nature. Quote number 3. The earth does not belong to us. We belong to the earth. That quote from Marlee Matlin, an advocate for environmental awareness. Quote number 4, the planet is alive and we are part of it. That from David Suzuki, The Sacred Balance, Rediscovering Our Place in Nature, 1997. And boy, I wish I could own all of these books. I have some wonderful books. I pulled a bunch of them off the shelf, off of my larger bookshelf, in preparation for the 2 books that I'm finishing up right now. And I love to read. I had someone walk into my house and I had 2 stacks of books. One had 4 books in it, and the other one had about 7 or 8 books in it. And I'm here with a highlighter, just going through, highlighting and pulling up things that I think other people would want to hear as well from my collection. Number 5, the earth is our mother. She is alive, and we must respect her. That quote from Chief Seattle, speeches attributed to Chief Seattle, 1854. Quote number 6, we are earth. The earth is us, from John Seed, an advocate for deep ecology and environmentalism. Number 7 on this list, the earth is a living entity, a vast and complex organism, unquote, from Richard Heinberg, The End of Growth, Adapting to Our New Economic Reality, 2011. Quote number 8, to tell you the truth, I believe everything. Tigers, trees, stones are sentient in one way or another. You'd never catch me idly kicking a stone, for example. That from Mary Oliver. I don't have a background on her. Next quote, number 9. There cannot be enduring space, prosperity, equality, and brotherhood in this world if our aims are so separate and divergent. If we do not accept that in the end we are people, all alike, sharing the earth among ourselves, and also with other sentient beings, all of whom have an equal role and stake in the state of this planet and its players, unquote, from Jigme Kesar Namgyel Wangchuck. And I don't have background on who that person is. What I am going to do is for each of these quotes, I'll identify who is speaking. I cite their names, but give you a little bit of where they're coming from, what their status is. Next quote. Just as we reject racism, sexism, and ageism, we reject speciesism. The species of a sentient being is no more reason to deny the protection of this basic right than race, sex, age, spirituality is a reason to deny membership in the human moral community to other humans. That from Gary L. Francione. Quote number 11 of 15, technology without the understanding of God is destructive. Technology with the understanding of God is unlimited. From Michael Canyon Drebert and White Ryder in the book Journey to Venus. Quote number 13, why? If it weren't for this, quote, internal illumination, i.e. sentience, the world would be nothing but a pile of dirt. Albert Einstein, we cited that one at the beginning. That one opened up the chapter. Why? If it weren't for this internal illumination, sentience, the world would be nothing but a pile of dirt. Or one might say a ball of dirt. Number 13. Do not injure, abuse, oppress, enslave, insult, torment, torture, or kill any creature or living being. That quote from Mahavira. Number 14. For the moment, I can think of nothing except that I am a sentient being stabbed by the miracle of these waters that reflect a forgotten world. From Henry Miller. and that is the author and poet. And number 15 of these quotes: there's a simple way to become Buddha. When you refrain from unwholesome actions, are not attracted to birth and death, and are compassionate toward all sentient beings, respectful to seniors, and kind to juniors, not excluding or desiring anything, with no designing thoughts or worries, you will be called a Buddha. Do not seek anything else. That from Dogen, Dogen, and I don't have a reference on who that's coming from. This collection of reverent quotes reflects an emerging consciousness that instructs the whole of civilizations to transform into a heightened state of spiritual integration into sustainable nature. Earth is alive and reflected in Mother Nature's omnipotence. Certainly, Mother knows best. Certainly, Mother knows best. That's a short chapter, just a few pages, 3 pages long. And let me see how much time I got. I still got a little time. Let me keep going, because what I am getting done is this is all now getting corrected. The next chapter, ooh, I like this one. We may have covered this one before, but I want to go in it right now today. This chapter is called the Wakanda Vision. I begin each chapter with a quote. This chapter comes from Sheikh Anta Diop, from his book, The African Origin of Civilization, Myth or Reality. And here's what Sheikh Anta Diop wrote. When we say that the ancestors of the blacks, who today live mainly in Black Africa, were the first to invent mathematics, astronomy, the calendar, sciences in general, arts, religion, agriculture, social organization, medicine, writing, technique, architecture, that they were the first to erect buildings out of 6 million tons of stone, the Great Pyramid, as architects and engineers, not simply as unskilled laborers, that they built the immense temple of Karnak, that forest of columns with its famed hypostyle hall, large enough to hold Notre Dame and its towers, that they sculpted the first colossal statues, the colossi of Memnon, etc. When we say all that, we are merely expressing the plain, unvarnished truth that no one today can refute by arguments worthy of the name. Unquote. That from Sheikh Anta Diop, the book, The African Origin of Civilization, Myth or Reality. Wow. I began this chapter with this subchapter entitled Frontiers of Global Quantum Advancing Research. Our inspired vision of the type of world-leading technological and societal advance that we call the Wakanda Vision was deeply inspired by the 2018 blockbuster movie Black Panther. Far beyond merely one cinematic feature, a century of Afrofuturism writings have contributed to this vast spectrum of ideas that fuel our imagination. Unquestionably, such a quantum advancement will rely to a great measure on technological breakthroughs currently being developed at the world's leading quantum science research agencies, universities, and industrial facilities. Therefore, it serves us best to stay alert to these emerging technologies and pay attention to those bringing the world into this new frontier. Because of a significant inadequacy in educational competence and facilities serving many youth of African heritage, it will be necessary for us to explore beyond the limitations of insufficient scientific literacy. We must be bold, fearless, and profoundly enthusiastic in pursuing this knowledge where it is available for our observation. And here, just 1 second, let me just double check, make sure my listening audience is connected. In Guvu, I see you in the house, Hetep Global Family. We are reading today the chapter on, well, we started with the chapter on dark matter and dark energy. And then we went into the next chapter, Earth as a sentient being. And now, sticking with the upcoming book, Quantum Advancement, we are in a chapter now which explores ideas of the Wakanda vision. What follows is a list of leading-edge research agencies and institutions advancing the practical application of quantum technologies. These institutions are at the forefront of quantum technology research and development, contributing significantly to the practical applications of futurist technologies. Number one, D-Wave Systems, known for developing quantum computing systems that use quantum annealing to solve complex problems faster. D-Wave systems are employed by major enterprises like Lockheed Martin and Google. And when they talked about that use quantum annealing, basically that means with quantum annealing, you're joining together quantum computers or massive amounts of computers all linked together. That's what quantum annealing is. And that's used to solve problems. Number two on this list, it's Google Quantum AI. This lab focuses on creating a quantum computer capable of solving real-world problems and has demonstrated significant progress in reducing errors by increasing the number of qubits. The company invests heavily in quantum computing research and has achieved significant milestones in quantum supremacies. And earlier, at the very beginning of the book, we talked about quantum computing and the idea of standard computers like the ones I'm using to broadcast here today work on bits, bytes and bits. A bit is a 1 or a 0. Bytes are collections of these bits that form computer words. In quantum computing, this two-dimensional concept, it would be one-dimensional if we're talking about bits, a 0 or a 1. Two-dimensional when we're talking about bytes, which is a series of bits strung together to form a word. And word in the computer parlance. Qubits makes this into three-dimensional. So instead of a bit, byte, instead of a bit, one-dimensional, or a byte, two-dimensional, with qubits, Q-U-B-I-T-S, that's quantum bits, it's three-dimensional. It's like a house now. So a house can contain obviously much, much more information, can carry a lot more capacity than can one-dimensional or two-dimensional positions. One-dimensional being a point, two-dimensional being a line. Qubits is three-dimensional. And therefore, that's where quantum computing is established. Point number three of these companies on this forefront, IBM Quantum, known for its extensive research in computing hardware and software development, IBM is also dedicated to driving innovation in quantum computing through its quantum network and community, providing access to cutting-edge quantum systems and simulators. Number four, University of Tokyo, home to scientists who have published papers on photonic fault-tolerant quantum computers and quantum chemistry models for quantum computers. Number 5, University of California, Berkeley. Known for its quantum advances, including the Berkeley Quantum Initiative, which focuses on practical applications of quantum technologies. Number 6, University of Chicago. Engaged in key quantum computing studies and part of the Chicago Quantum Exchange, which is a resource for quantum service education and research. Number 7, Chinese Academy of Sciences. A research powerhouse in China, the Academy contributes to the field with studies on many body, localization, and quantum computation. Number 8, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, with 2 main locations in Gaithersburg, Maryland, and Boulder, Colorado, along with a remote location in Rockville, Maryland. The U.S.-run NIST supports quantum science globally, with projects focused on quantum computing and quantum communication technologies. Number 9, Cineca, C-I-N-E-C-A, an Italian inter-university consortium that provides access to practical quantum computing technology and resources through partnerships with D-Wave Systems. Number 10, Amazon Braket. Amazon's Web Services fully managed quantum computing service that allows researchers and developers to access various types of quantum processors, advancing practical quantum computing applications. And that's Amazon Web Services. And this is Amazon Web Services fully. Okay, got that. That's again Amazon Braket. Number 11, Eurofusion. On October 9, 2014, fusion research bodies from the European Union member states and Switzerland signed an agreement to cement European collaboration on fusion research, and Eurofusion, the European Consortium for the Development of Fusion Energy, was born. Presently, Eurofusion supports and funds fusion research activities on behalf of the European Commission's Euratom program within 26 EU member states, while Switzerland, Norway, and the United Kingdom participate in the activities with their national fusion budgets. And again, Switzerland, Norway, and the United Kingdom are not members of the European Union. Going forward, number 12, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, a pioneer in quantum computing research with numerous publications and breakthroughs. Number 13, Harvard University continuously contributes to quantum science with significant research output. And number 14 on this list, Toshiba focuses on quantum cryptography and has a dedicated quantum technology center in the UK. Number 15, Quantinuum, formed by the merger of Cambridge Quantum Computing and Honeywell Quantum Solutions, aims to accelerate quantum technology development. Intel advances quantum computing research with its latest quantum research chips and collaborations with research centers. Number 17 on this list, Baidu integrates quantum technologies into its core business and has developed quantum computers. Number 18, Microsoft develops quantum computing platforms and collaborates with academic institutions for research advancements. And number 19 on this list, University of California, Berkeley. Oh, I mentioned them earlier. I did mention them. No need to have that on here twice. Let me see. University of California, Berkeley. Yes, I did. So we have 18 different cutting-edge technology corporations and centers that are involved, engaged in quantum computing and technology. These agencies, businesses, organizations, universities, and research institutes are at the forefront of quantum technology research. They are making significant strides in bringing practical applications to reality. And it serves our best self-interest to follow these developments closely, as well as learn to lead in humanity's quantum science exploration. Next subchapter, and again, this chapter is entitled The Wakanda Vision. The next subchapter, Building Upon an Inspired Vision. As we wrap up this book, exploring the possibility of creating advanced societies built on quantum advancement technological innovations, we return to that powerful spark of visionary inspiration from the 2018 Black Panther movie. I include an extensive list of 35 points of inspiration that deserve our creative, innovative investment. Accomplishing the following could take decades or even generations, but this could serve our next centuries of focused group development, strategic planning. It's certainly worth the investments needed to accomplish these goals. So here we go. We're going to go through this list. 1 second here. Let me wet the whistle and start to reading. And again, we're getting near the end of the book. I got a little bit more writing to do. There was a couple of earlier chapters that do need to be stretched out a bit. 1 second. Love it, love it, love it. Take 1 second before I go into this extensive list and see who is in the house, who's paying attention to us today. I know you're out there. I know you love your LIV radio because your LIV radio loves you. For Africa One in Guvu, both have checked in, have a larger audience that's growing now on the Rumble page. I hope you do get a chance to go back and watch this video from the beginning. I've covered now 3 chapters of the book Quantum Advancement in today's broadcast, and it's wonderfully extensive. We got a few more minutes to go to finish this particular chapter, and as the previous paragraph stated, is hinting we're getting near the end of the book. Here we go. So also, wherever you are, hit the like button. Hit the like button. And let's grow this family, this global family. We can do this, people. Don't have to be shy. We just have to be busy. Oh, and I'll also make note of the fact that as of just yesterday, the new book, The African Future, is actually now I've got it up and available for sale. So I'm going to push this one. You can click to pre-order. I'll put this one in the comments box at the end of the broadcast. But for right now, if you want to get on board with the book, The African Future, I highly, highly, highly encourage your engagement, your support. I need your support. I really do. I need to sell like 100 books in the first month of The African Future. I need to sell 100 books to be on target, to be on pathway. 100 people are going to read that book and get inspired. I asked for quotes and comments from a number of people, and they're starting to come in. I hope that you don't get left behind as the Africa Rising phenomena, which already a whole lot of people got left behind. 15 years after Africa Rising is first being articulated, 14, 15 years, a whole lot of people professing to love their blackness, love their Africanness, don't even know about it. What I am saying in this new book, The African Future, is that now we are charging ourselves with the task of moving Africa Rising very firmly into the next phase, the African future. This is an initiative that is currently happening in North America, Europe, Africa. And I could say with you, my brother Asar Heru, in Asia as well. We're on a move, but there are far, far, far too few of us in this body. Let's do a better job of moving together. So I put up the link on YouTube. I put up the link on YouNow, or not YouNow, put up the link on, let me put it up on my Facebook page as well. So you can get access to that book. You're going to love the book. I love the book. The book is almost done. Almost to the printer, which now means I can put the book, The African Future, Empowering a United and Prospering Africa for Future Generations. That's what that's all about. And it's exciting stuff, to say the absolute least. It is exciting stuff. So going forward, here we are. We're back in the book, and we're closing out this chapter with this extensive list of 35 points of inspiration that deserve our creative, innovative investment. Accomplishing the following could take decades or even generations, but this could serve our next centuries of focused group development, strategic planning. It is certainly worth the investments needed to accomplish these goals. Number one, 3D and 4D printing. Advanced manufacturing techniques for creating complex objects. Number two, advanced robotics. Autonomous robots for various applications. Number three, advanced transportation systems. Magnetic levitation, transport, maglev trains, and self-piloting aircraft. Number four, Afrofuturism, a cultural movement that explores the intersection of African diaspora culture and science fiction, which is reflected in the futuristic vision of Wakanda. Number five, artificial intelligence, AI-driven solutions for various industries. And at the same time, I also want to caution us, don't get caught up in Western limitations about AI. We're going to have to put this Wakanda heart to task, Wakanda imagination, Wakanda moralities and values, Ma'at. AI without Ma'at could potentially be the sixth mass extinction event for this program. Extinction level event, 6ELE. We got to take that seriously, people. It's happened 5 times before. Number 6, biosensors. These are all in alphabetical order, by the way. Wearable sensors that monitor health and send data wirelessly. Number 7, Black identity. The movie Black Panther has sparked conversations about Black identity, culture, and representation, with Wakanda serving as a symbol of Black excellence and self-determination. Number 8, colonization and imperialism. Number 8, colonization and imperialism. The film's portrayal of Wakanda as a nation that has never been colonized has led to discussions about the impact of colonization and imperialism on African cultures and societies. And we cannot dismiss this. We cannot dismiss this idea of the threat, current and future threat of colonization and imperialism. So continuing, we're up to number 9 of these 35 Wakanda visions that we are informed, instructed, and compelled to build upon. Number 9, community empowerment. Technologies that support and uplift local communities. Number 10, cultural heritage preservation. The movie's celebration of African culture and heritage has inspired conversations about the importance of preserving and honoring cultural traditions. Digital archives and virtual museums are used to preserve heritage in the film. In the film. Going forward, number 11, cyber security. Advanced systems to protect data and privacy and help nations to resist cyber war attacks. Number 12, diaspora and globalization. The film's depiction of Wakanda's connections to the global African diaspora has sparked discussions about the complexities of globalization and cultural exchange, cultural commonality and exchange. Number 13, energy efficient technologies. Sustainable energy solutions and renewable resources are a critical imperative for our sustainable and sovereign development. Yes, so very true. Energy efficient technologies. Number 14, environmental sustainability. Wakanda's advanced technology and sustainable practices have led to conversations about the importance of environmental sustainability and eco-friendly innovation. Advanced technologies are being developed for preserving natural resources and ecosystems. Number 15, Africana womanism empowerment. The movie's portrayal of strong, independent women like Okoye and Shuri has inspired discussions about truly African cultural definitions of African feminism and the long tradition of women's empowerment in African societies. Number 16, holographic displays. High definition holograms for communication and information sharing should be a high priority for development. And usage. Number 17, indigenous knowledge systems. The film's depiction of Wakanda's indigenous knowledge systems and traditional practices has sparked conversations about the value of indigenous knowledge and its relevance to modern and future innovation. Number 18, innovation and entrepreneurship. Wakanda's advanced technology and innovative spirit have inspired conversations about the importance of entrepreneurship and innovation in driving economic development. Number 19, medical technology. Our task is to create cutting-edge healthcare innovations and effective, affordable treatments that lead to sovereign and sustainable health wellness practices. Number 20, Pan-Africanism. The movie's celebration of African culture and identity has sparked thousands of discussions about Pan-Africanism and the importance of unity and solidarity among African nations and the global diaspora. Number 21, racial justice and equity. The film's portrayal of systemic racism and oppression has led to conversations around racial justice and equity and the need for greater social representation and inclusion. Number 22, science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM education. Wakanda's advanced technology has inspired conversations about the importance of technical education and its relevance to driving innovation and economic development. Our vision expands STEM into STEAMships, an acronym that stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics, spirituality, holistic health, innovation, prosperity, and sustainability. STEAMships. Number 23, social justice and activism. The movie's depiction of social justice and activism has sparked discussions about the importance of activism and community engagement in driving social change. Number 24, space exploration. Technologies for space travel and exploration. And I would say to that, because of this book, quantum technologies for space travel and exploration. Number 25, sustainable development. Wakanda's sustainable practices and environmental stewardship have led to conversations about the importance of sustainable development and balancing economic growth with environmental protection. Very, very good. Sustainability. Number 26, traditional medicine and healing. The film's portrayal of indigenous African medicine and healing practices has sparked empowering conversations about the value of traditional knowledge and its relevance to modern healthcare. Going forward, number 27, urban farming. Innovative agricultural techniques for sustainable food production. That's a very key critical element, not only just of the Wakanda experience and the Black Panther movie, but something we should, could, would be doing with an intensity right now because of the political and economic situation that has engulfed the world. Urban farming. Number 28, urban planning and development. Wakanda's advanced urban planning and architecture have inspired conversations about the importance of sustainable urban development and innovative design. Smart cities encompass urban planning and construction for efficient and sustainable living. Number 29, vibranium and advanced materials. The movie's depiction of vibranium and other advanced materials has sparked conversations about the potential of new materials and technologies to drive innovation and economic development. Rare earth-based products present the possibility of new, ultra-strong and versatile fabrics, as well as industrial and building materials. Number 30, virtual reality interfaces. Immersive VR for remote operation of devices and vehicles. Number 31, Wakandan philosophy and spirituality. The film's portrayal of Wakandan philosophy and spirituality has led to conversations about the importance of cultural heritage and traditional knowledge in shaping modern and future societies. Number 32, water purification systems, advanced methods for clean and safe drinking water. Number 33, wearable technology, smart clothing and accessories with integrated technology are depicted throughout the film. And number 34, women in steamships. The portrayal of women rising in various fields of science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics, spirituality, holistic health, innovation, prosperity, and sustainability has inspired conversations about the critical importance of increasing diversity and inclusion for women and girls in education and careers. We move the opposite of the way this new bestiality, MAGA bestiality, is proposing to move. No, we move toward diversity, inclusion, especially with regard to half of the planet, half of the mind power, half of the genius, half of the creativity on earth. And number 35, youth empowerment and leadership. Wakanda's young leaders, such as Shuri and T'Challa, have inspired many conversations, many discussions about the importance of youth empowerment, engagement, youth engagement, empowerment, and leadership. In driving social change and innovation. These 35 topics, inspired by the 2018 Black Panther movie, should be considered core curriculum toward a Wakanda vision of quantum innovation and technological advancement that we would be best to adopt for educating our leadership, for educating and investing in our leadership. These topics reflect the innovative spirit and Afro-futurist visions depicted throughout the movie, and they could inspire real-world applications in the future. And I'll close this chapter with this well-known quote. The future belongs to those best prepared to create that future today. we got next. So that closes out that chapter. The chapter entitled The Wakanda Future, the Wakanda Vision. The book is entitled The Quantum Advancement, Spectacular Discoveries Along the Magnificent Journey. So there we are. I hope you find this to be compelling, fascinating. There's much that we can do with what I have been sharing today. But we don't have a whole lot of time. We don't have decades of procrastination, or worse yet, moonwalking through our cultural legacy, cultural history. We don't have decades to waste. We got to get this right. And we have less than 5 decades to get this right. Less than 5 decades to get this right. You, my listening audience, you are the key. Tell your friends to tell their friends that we have our own now. That we are progressive, that we are moving along a course. Should you feel compelled, the new books, I have 3 new books, 4 new books, with the new one coming out in just about a week. Beginning of December, Living Superfood Solutions, Dietary Strategies that Prevent and Reverse Common Chronic Diseases. By the end of December, I had another one hit the press, Disaster Preparedness for World Wars 5 and 6. How is the global economic and security order shaping up for the 21st century? This book answers that question, and it's kind of frightening. This may be the most frightening book since Fade to Black, The Passing of a Great Race. And then, at the beginning of this month, February, The Stem Cell Revolution. A holistic approach to stem cell activation and regenerative therapy. That book is now in hand, and soon to be 2 new books. The African Future, Empowering a United and Prosperous Africa for Future Generations. And what I've been reading from today, Quantum Advancement, Spectacular Discoveries Along the Magnificent Journey. We're on a roll. We're on a mission to create a transformative library. I have now assumed primary responsibility for this. I am supported by a network of people who support me on the micro level and people who support me on the international level. I'm so very wonderfully grateful to have you in my life. You can join the team. I'll share my text number. Text me. Text me if you are prepared to join the team. Put me in the game, coach. We need to win. 702-580-0662. Text me. Don't call that number without texting me in advance. I probably won't answer it, or you may hear me answer it on the air. We've come a long way. We've got so much further to go. And it's going to be a magnificent journey. Today we have had a chance to sample some of these spectacular discoveries of this quantum future. So tell your friends to tell their friends. Yes, we have our own now, and we can build, we can grow, we can build, we can do magnificent things beyond limitation. Now that we have unbound and unbridled our creative imagination. That's one of the things about the food and the nutrition. It fires up your brain power and your creative over-the-horizon imagination like we could only previously imagine. Thank you all for tuning in today to your favorite. We aim to be your favorite. We are LIB Radio, LIB TV. We are livinginblack.com. Bring somebody to the program and let's all stay together, grow together, build together, and celebrate our many, many, many victories together along this magnificent journey. Peace and prosperity to each and every one of you.